Hey guys, welcome back to the Jake Ellenbogen channel. I'm Jake Ellenbogen, and I am here with a completely different video, nothing that I've ever done before, but something I've been asked a lot is, Jake, how the hell did you get to 4,000 subs, and how did you do it so quickly? And I'll be honest with you, it's honestly taken me by surprise a little bit, but there are some methods that I've followed to get me to this point, and I'm nowhere near where I want to be. Eventually, I want to be doing this full time. So if you are in that bucket of people that do want to know how I got to 4,000 subscribers so quickly, I started, I believe it was November 16th as the exact date when I started, but I didn't really pick up doing videos until December. And then really didn't get as this show, mainly this channel is based on football and entertainment. And it started off entirely about sports and then it went to football, and I did that in the time frame of there being pretty much an end of the season type of deal, mainly a lot of Rams fans as well. So I want to help you guys if I can, if you guys are looking for a way to get to get your YouTube channel off the ground, that this this video is for you. So before we get into it, of course, this channel is brought to you by Manscaped. You can go over to manscaped.com, type in promo code JKB, and get 20% off and free shipping off your manscaped.com order. Okay, so let's get started here. So yes, I find myself about 4.03K in subscriptions, and that's nowhere near where I want to be right now. I know a lot of people think that's a lot. To me, again, I have really, really big visions and plans for this channel, and I just kind of have to bite the bullet. I've been trying to do some MCU and entertainment content, and it's not really getting off the ground the way sports content did for me. But that's to be expected. I came up as a sports content creator. If you guys don't know, I actually started with Downtown Rams, and looking at my YouTube channel, we started off from the beginning 4 months ago, 2.5 thousand views. We did a Fox Sports does not care that the Rams beat the Seahawks video. This was huge for me because, one, it connected with my niche that I had kind of carved out with Downtown Rams. So I had a lot of Rams fans already that followed me via Twitter and so forth. And so when they saw that and I shared it on my social media, they were really quick to relate with me on that level. And they felt really good because as of right now on YouTube, there are only a few Rams accounts out there that are truly covering the Rams on YouTube. I'm one of them, but I'm not a Rams account. So aside from me, it would be a Rams House, it would be Rams Talk, and then there's a few others that are kind of, they don't commit to it daily type of deal. So that was a big thing for me. But I wanted to do a Rams video because that was what was on my mind, and I made it very clear when I started this YouTube channel after my cousin and my father were all over me to get this thing off the ground. I said straight up, I'm only going to do stuff that I care about. That was my big number one thing. Not going to sell out, not about to do videos on things that I don't care about, not about to come up with clickbait. But what I did is before I started this YouTube channel, I did some research. I found that, first off, if you were like me initially and felt like there was no way to get into YouTube and you missed the deadline, YouTube continues to grow. And it is the biggest source if you're looking for an opportunity to go full time in and you basically have your own business. This is the best source to do it. YouTube has really done wonders for me already, and we haven't even scratched the surface yet. As I said, 4 months ago is around the time when I started doing this. But look, okay, you can go back and you can go through my channel and you can see that my thumbnails right off the bat, they were thumbnails. They actually had editing done. Now they get a lot better as time goes on because I got used to using it. And you can use Photoshop or you can use Canva. I use Canva. But I think the big thing here is that title and thumbnails are the key to YouTube success and survival. Because you have to keep this in mind. If you aren't getting clicks on your video and your video just has a picture of Aaron Rodgers going like this, that's not going to do anything for anybody. It needs to have some sort of editing done. It needs to have a certain, a thumbnail edit. So that is why I use Canva. Highly recommend it. I believe it's like $9.99 a month. You can get all the pro stuff, but it's also free. You don't have to get the pro stuff. I do recommend it. My friend Jake Shavink has reached out to me about it. People have reached out to me about it. 100% would recommend it. I do all of my thumbnails using Canva, and it makes it look professional for the most part. Some of them I kind of went a little crazy, but early on, as you can see with my thumbnails, it's my face. And then I realized that I didn't really like putting my face on the front of it, no matter what I was talking about. I thought it made sense at first, and then when people got to know me that weren't necessarily following me from the get-go, I tried to take that away and focus more on the content. So, right off the bat, number one, you need to make sure thumbnail and title are on point. Now, title, that took me a while to get used to, and I still don't know if I've totally nailed it, but then again, I've had some success. I will say this, if you're putting everything in caps, I find those don't do as well. If you're putting certain keywords in caps, I do find those do well. And you want to include teams and names of players if you're doing sports. Just like if you're doing entertainment, you want to include actor, the name of the actor, and the name of the material, whether it be a TV show or a movie or what have you. Same thing with an artist and a band, something along those lines. You want to also capitalize things like huge, big, like things that are going to point to, you can get the audience attention. Super Bowl should be capitalized. If you're putting Super Bowl in your title, that's a big one. That, awakens the viewer. The viewer all of a sudden is attracted to that. So things like that, big things should be capitalized. Another tip here is what I find here is that, you might be interested in doing all sorts of videos, right? The biggest tip I say is that if you're putting out good content, and you just started, I find the best way to maximize your potential. And again, I don't know as much as the next 70 million subscriber person, but my point is that I've had success not just doing videos, but also doing live streams, because I think the best way to connect with your audience is you're going to want to do videos that simply connect with the audience. They want to get to know you. Look, I could have just stuck to my niche with the Rams, but because I kept doing live streams and getting to know my audience, what I found is that I loved interacting with them. I was super open to talk about whatever type of topic, and so therefore I found out that a lot of my audience wanted me to do different things. They wanted me to game, so I did, I do gaming every now and then. I do live streams of that. They like the MCU, so I do MCU videos. We just connect, there's a lot of my viewers that we connect past sports. There are a lot of my viewers that are Rams fans that even though it's not going to be a Rams type of live stream, they will listen. And that's the thing. You want to connect with your audience on that personal level. You want to know what they want to see, but you also don't want to do anything that you're not entirely confident in or know enough about. So that's another thing. Another thing here, oftentimes what I've seen from, smaller YouTube accounts that have been around longer than I have and haven't had the growth that I have had, what I will say is a big problem with this is that you have to be willing to use everything at your disposal to gain that traction. And what I mean by that? Well, the biggest video for me, and all of these YouTube stories about hitting it big and all of that, they all come normally from this one video that just takes off. So I had a really good starting point, 2.5K views. Then I went down to 1.1K when I did my first ever NBA video. It was about the NBA draft, LaMelo Ball. Then I went down a lot, down to 139 views, but I kept with it instead of just giving up. But another thing that's very important, very, very, very important, is you're going to want to use everything at your disposal, and that means social media. You are living in a world that is way easier to connect with anybody on the planet than before, and that's because of social media. And you may hate it. You also should love it, because if you're a content creator, social media is going to be your darling. It's going to give you the ability to reach out to other people and continue to build that brand. And what do I mean by that? I have a Facebook, I have an Instagram, I have a Twitter, I have a Twitch, what have you. I'm using all of the platforms I can to promote my videos. I'm using group chats via iMessage to promote my videos. I'm using my Discord channel. I'm using my Reddit. I'm using everything I possibly can because you never know. You don't know if you're reaching the people or not. And if you are missing like that net of people, because the way you have to keep in mind, the way you look at social media, you have to look at it as a giant net. And all of your fans, or rather your viewers, are here, but you're not catching all of them with that net because you're not accessing social media. If your social media isn't big, because mine was already decent, I had about 2,000 to 3,000 followers, it's a little different for me. But if it's not that big, focus on building it. There are ways to build it. You can comment on all sorts of things that, pertain to your interests. Comment and, get involved with that community. Start building that. Start following people, having them follow back. That helps grow your account. Try to post, viral tweets. There are certain methods to doing that. Not every tweet's going to go viral, but you can build your Twitter, you can build your Facebook page, you can build your Instagram. You can always build social media, but the point is, you're going to need to use your resources to help you continue on and grow your YouTube. YouTube is a tremendous source because what YouTube does is they have this algorithm that focuses on sending messages, or rather sending these videos to people that want to see them. So this brings me to my next thing. YouTube's great and all, but if you're not ready for YouTube, you're going to get got and you're not going to get anybody. And that's what's going to happen. You're going to get not blacklisted, but you're going to be in trouble. So what I did is when I first did my first video on YouTube, I did it with great equipment. I know because I spent a lot of money on it. So the first thing that I noticed when I'm getting these comments is, wow, I can't believe such a small YouTube channel has such great quality in videos. And I appreciate that, obviously, but there was a reason that I wasn't surprised that was coming up, is because when people are going to find you, people are going to find you and find everyone. See, I wasn't the only one saying that LaMelo Ball was the best NBA draft prospect, right? I wasn't the only one saying that the Saints made a huge mistake starting Taysom Hill over Jameis Winston. I wasn't the only one saying that Fox Sports does not care that the Rams beat the Seahawks. I wasn't the only one saying that the NFL screwed the Broncos, with the whole COVID, under control thing. And then, the Ravens got all sorts of games off, yada, yada. I wasn't the one that said all this stuff. And the John Wolford thing that hit my all-time high of 27,000 views. I wasn't the only one that was talking about John Wolford on YouTube. But here's the thing. Because I'm not the only one, you have to stand out. I feel like my knowledge, for the most part, does that because I do know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I'm simply not going to make a video on it. But another thing that's very important is that I have good equipment. And if you're looking to catch the eye of somebody, a random stranger that finds your account, is for whatever reason down the YouTube rabbit hole and is watching your content, you want to make sure you have good equipment. You want to make sure you have good quality video. And that's the thing. So when I got the EOS M50 by Canon, that was not a true DSLR camera. It's a mirrorless camera. And the mirrorless camera is so good, I can actually film in 60 frames. I can film in 4K. It's a great camera. It's about $5.99 retail right now. You can get on Amazon, but I highly recommend it. I will actually post a link of all my setup below. So if you want to copy it, I'll have all the links in there. Because of course, the NFL is a copycat league. We see all the top guys copying. Copying's not always bad. Sometimes it's what you're supposed to do. So this is what I'm telling you guys. A big, big, big thing. We've already talked about, just thumbnails, titles, social media, but a big, big, big thing is quality. Because who is going to sit there and listen to you? No offense, but who is going to sit there and listen to you if what you're saying is good, but it sounds like it's coming through a garbage disposal? I'll tell you right now, nobody. There's too much on YouTube to focus on watching that person when you can find other people. I also know that there's this idea, there's this misconception, this common misconception that if you're quote unquote ugly, people won't watch you. Okay. And I've seen this on Twitter. I've seen, people mention this, how I have all this great content, but I'm too scared to be on camera because I'm hideous. Look, first off, you're not hideous, so stop that. Second, your looks don't matter. Okay. At the end of the day, they can help. If you're a very attractive person, they can help, with your audience. I'm not going to say it hurts you, but I think and I don't think I'm like the most attractive person ever either. So I think the common misconception is that people won't watch you if you look ugly. I think, and you can say I'm wrong all you want, but I think I'm pretty much right here. I'd make the argument that people who are ugly but have great video content and great quality are more likely to gain more views than people who are very, very attractive and have a horrible video setup. I'm just saying. And that's the thing is, people are going to find your content. It's going to happen. Don't you worry. You just have to create good content. You have to be true to yourself. You can't start making content based on what you think other people want, but you can't keep up with because you're not, in a sense, you're not passionate about that topic. You got to focus on things that you're passionate about. That's the most important thing that I've learned with YouTube. And what you find is that people actually do care about you, and they will follow you, and they will join all of your live streams. They will watch all of your videos just to support you because they like you, because you have that quirky personality or something that just sits right with them. And so the reason I decided to make this video is because I saw a lot of people that just don't believe in themselves. They'd be like, oh, I really want to start a YouTube channel, but I don't have the time. Okay, that's fine. You don't have the time? Fine. Because if you're saying that, then you truly feel like you don't have the time. I feel like we always have the time. Okay, we don't put in that effort, and then therefore we don't feel like we have the time. But what I found is that I'm very busy myself. I ended up just making the time for this, and I'm glad I have, because I'm making some money and I'm putting myself in position someday down the line I will be doing this full time and doing something I truly love. On top of that, I've connected with all of you who I love. But another thing here is that people will say, yeah, I just don't have the equipment. Okay, that's fine. You know what you do? It's very, very, very simple. Okay? If you don't want to do what I'm doing right now, if you don't want to show your face, if you feel like you're ugly, okay? And if you feel like you don't have a good camera, which if you're asking me that, if you're wondering if you have a good camera, if you're using a webcam, you probably shouldn't be using a webcam. But what I'll say, very, very simple here. You don't have to use your camera. Do you know the YouTubers that I watch religiously, they barely use a camera? 2 of them. I'll name 2 of them right off the bat because I'm a huge, huge MCU fan. Emergency Awesome I've never seen that guy's face on any of his videos. And he has millions of subscribers. And a guy with 800,000 subscribers in Michael Roman for Everything Always, who also covers the MCU. I've seen his face a couple times in live streams, but he doesn't always show it in those videos. So if you find yourself in that category, I can't get there because I'm scared of putting my face on the internet. Fine. Make a fake name. Have an alias. That is a thing. It is a total thing. It is normal. It happens. I'm more out there. I don't care who knows my first and last name. That's why it's in all caps. It's me. I'm an edgy person. That is how I live, okay? But there's other people that aren't that way, and that's totally understandable. So what you do is you create an alias, and you make videos with just pictures or video, but not you. You got to worry about, of course, copyright strikes and claims and things on that nature. But if you stick to pictures, you don't have to worry about that. And you can just talk like it's a podcast over that video, which is really just a slideshow, and you're still going to get content. Because guess what, folks? When I don't feel like going on video, I do that. Don't stop making your content. Don't limit yourself because you're afraid of putting yourself out there. You guys know I do that. I do videos in which you don't even see my face. You just hear me narrating over clips or pictures, and it works. I get views. People enjoy it. Some of my biggest video is me talking, 27,000 views, is me talking over highlights of John Wolford, who was the Rams backup quarterback. So don't for a second limit yourself. If you feel like, hey, I can do this, do it. Do the video. It looks really good. People can relate to you. That's great. But there's also many, many examples out there where you don't need video. You can simply do the slideshow act and narrate over them, and you're going to be fine as long as the content's there. But the thing that's also really important here is tags. Because when you do a video, if you're not tagging your video, if you're too lazy to tag your videos, YouTube doesn't know who to send it to. They can go by your title and by the people that engage with it, but you're going to want to put the tags because people need to know, or YouTube needs to know, what this video is about. So if you make a video on, say, the MCU, and say you're doing a Captain Marvel video, make sure you put tags such as Monica Rambeau, Photon, Captain Marvel, I don't know, Marvel, Nick Fury. You know, like, you see where I'm going here? And then, like, go a little bit even further. Carol Danvers, the name of Captain Marvel, and then put in Brie Larson because she's the actress. You want to catch that whole net. You want to grab that big net. You want to catch everything into that bucket. If you're leaving any of that out, you're not going to get it. You get 500 characters in which you can add tags. Use all of them. There's no reason you shouldn't use all of them. Then categories. I recommend keeping up to date on categories. If you're like me, you do multiple categories, entertainment and sports, make sure that you don't upload an MCU video with the sports category tag, and make sure that you don't upload a sports category with an MCU or entertainment. Just make sure you're doing that. Another thing, live streams. Make sure you do live streams. I know there's a lot of people that can make it in this on this site, and they just do video, and that's great. But what are you doing? You're limiting yourself. The possibilities are endless when you get into live streams. Do them both, because that way, not everybody that wants to watch the live stream gets a piece of the video, and not everyone that wants to watch videos goes and does the live stream. People like different content. Be sure to subscribe to that notion, and be sure to spread it out to everybody. So when people ask me, how did I get 4,000 subscribers since I started in late November, early December? This is how. I did social media promotion. I used guests. That's another thing. You're connecting with another audience when you bring on guests. Bring on guests. So, social media promotion, guests. I had a plan of attack. I focused on titles. I focused on using Canva, or you can use Photoshop, to focus on thumbnails, to get the attraction of a viewer. Because unlike, how people say don't judge a book by its cover, YouTube's not like that. People judge a video by its cover all the time. That's why thumbnails are crucial. I focused on what the people wanted to watch, but also didn't go away from my passions. I focused on live streams. I focused on video. I focused on quality. I focused on setup. So, guys, you don't have to commit to 5 videos a day, okay? You don't have to commit to 1 video a day. But if you want to get to 4,000 subscribers like I have in a short amount of time, or if you want to just get the thing off the ground, get to 1,000, get that monetization program going, you got to follow those rules. Realize that there is so much opportunity out here on YouTube. Do not listen to the naysayers out there who are saying that I can't grow on YouTube. YouTube is done. It's been around for years. YouTube continues to grow. Because what we're finding is that people are shutting off the TV and using their console, putting on their console app for YouTube, and they're watching YouTube as their TV show. Don't deny that, because that is what's happening. People are interested in what you have to say. Give it a shot. So that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoy. Again, change of pace type of video, but something that's important to me because I do like to try to help you guys out as best as I can. Like I said, I'll have all of my setup posted in the comments. Feel free to click the links, buy whatever you need. Highly recommend everything I put in there. And like I've always said, I won't recommend anything that I've never used or that doesn't work for me. So this is Jake Ellenbogen. I am signing off until next time. I hope you guys follow my advice. Be sure to send me a DM if you have any questions, comments, concerns about getting into YouTube, how far you need to go, what you need to do, any additional things I can add on top of this video. But I hope it helps, and I'll be back soon. Later, guys.